Hello, and I am here to walk you through the gamified lead magnet template from Xperiencify. Now, make sure that you're in your courses section and get yourself over to the gamified lead magnet template, clearly. And we are going to walk step by step through here to show you how to customize this and make it your very own. And along the way, I'm going to show you various features of this template that make it as simple as it can possibly be to have a way to set up your lead magnet, get it out to new people, and then have actually automations and gamification set up and ready to go with just a teeny bit of customization on your part. And one of the things I love to point out about Xperiencify is that if you've ever been in somebody else's course or got their lead magnet, and as soon as you sign up, they tell you to go look for something in your email. And by the time that you get there, you're sort of, distracted by something else that's in your inbox, or it's not there, or you have to create a username and a password, and the password doesn't work, and you have to ask for a password reset. And it's just a lot of stuff that is friction at the very beginning when you're still deciding if you're really interested in this thing. And the thing that I love about the Xperiencify workflow is that it's as soon as someone signs up for your lead magnet, they're going to go straight into it and get hit with all your great content. And so it's going to be a much, much more impressive user experience. So, with that said, we're going to just go through the steps here and I will walk you through each one. So, really simply, and there's a checklist that accompanies this, and you can check off all of these as you go through if you'd like to. But yes, you're going to replace gamified lead magnet template with the actual name of your lead magnet. You're going to change out the image. If you'd like to use your own favicon, you probably already have that set up, but you do that here. You're going to change the URL and customize it to something that makes sense for you. And then you're going to quickly describe your course, and that's going to be the little blurb that accompanies it. Done. Easy peasy, right? Moving on to step 2. There are no fees and no payments for this, so you do nothing in here. Done. Step 3, adding course content. Well, this isn't a course, so we're not adding content. So boom, we're done there. And then we're going to move on to customizing your course pages. And if you're not familiar with how we do this, this is called the page builder. When you click into any of those things, we're going to go into another tab that's going to show us what's called the page builder. If you have any questions, go ahead and use the quick start tutorial and look at the help site for a lot more detailed trainings about that. So I'm going to assume that you can kind of navigate around the page builder for purposes of this training, but I will try to show as much as I can. This template comes with a home page that's going to deliver your lead magnet and show a video if you would like that, and an order form. So where you might normally have a sales page, because you can customize the order form in Xperiencify so much, you can actually use it as a sales page too, and just keep everything with that very simple Xperiencify user workflow, and also have all of the pieces of it just handled really simply in one piece of tech. So we're going to start with the home page, and you'll see that it does open up that next tab over here. And if you want to go back to your steps, they're over here, but we're going to be in the page builder now. So we're just going to go section by section through here. Now I'm going to walk you through a little bit of Xperiencify methodology while we're here. So buckle up, give us just a minute to do that. So we like to start with a container for getting things done and a mission for them. And so there is a little bit of creating this sense of urgency with a countdown. So it's not like someday, whenever, I'll come back and do that lead magnet, because the challenge that you're going to have with the lead magnet is going to be, because it's free, people can tend to not value it as much. You certainly don't want that. So you're kind of creating the sense of like, oh, I need to pay attention to this because there's a timer here. Or the other challenge that people have is making sure that you are memorable enough. Your brand is memorable, your tone, your voice, your personality is so memorable in here that when you contact them later, they will actually connect this good experience that they had with your lead magnet back to you and over to the emails that you're sending them to nurture them as a new client, to get them to go further into your business. So all of that said, I would encourage you to, get in here and make sure that your your logo, your brand colors, your images, everything looks really memorable to people, and you use this timer to create that sense of um, having a space to get these things done. You can customize this particular text, and you can let them know that, the goal is to get this done in 7 days. You tell them if you're taking it away after 7 days, which is actually not created to do that. They can have it forever. We just want them to set it up in their mind that they're actually going to get it done in some reasonable amount of time. Because honestly, if they haven't checked back in after 7 days, they're never gonna. They don't even know you exist anymore. So background colors, super easy to change here. If you have brand colors, you will already know that a 6-digit hex code is what each color will have. You just add it down in there. If you don't have anything like that, just pick some pretty colors that you like over here and change them out. Close the section, move on to the next one. So we're going into the edit content tab, and I'll show you what the other one looks like in just a minute. So if you look around in certain layouts, this column will just be used as a spacer. That's why there's nothing in it. Column 3 is used as a spacer. We're just using that to keep all of the content nicely in the middle here. And so the headline, anything where you see what's called these curly braces on the beginning and the end, that is going to be what we call a token. And that means where you have entered the course name back in step 1, that course name is going to be piped in right here. So you don't even have to change that. If you don't want to, you can certainly use the normal keys to delete that and add something else in if you'd like to. You have text up here to add a tagline. You have text down here that you can add some other messaging around it. And as you can see, when you have nothing added in here, nothing shows up on the screen, and it doesn't leave a spacer for that either, which is very nice. Padding is going to be in most sections. That's right here. So we have 50 pixels on the top and 50 pixels on the bottom. And you can change that, change the colors. You can add a background image in there. This is left, the template is left very kind of basic and vanilla for you, and it's not going to be anywhere near as cute as what you can create when you come in here and add all of your brown colors, but it does give you an idea of how to structure these layouts. So if I went into edit layout, I could change up what's in this section, add different things. There are a variety of different things available for you to use. But for most people, if you're newer to Xperiencify, it's going to be so much easier just to stick with the layouts that you're given and edit the content. So if I come in here, this is by far the most complicated one. We like to start with a mission, which gives people an end state target. So every good game, if we're doing good gamification here, has an end state. Nobody wants to play your game forever. They need to know what it takes to win. So this is going to be the win state for your particular lead magnet, is to hopefully have something accomplished in some amount of time that is of benefit. You're going to tell people how it benefits them in here, hopefully. And so This has, in the layout, it has both an image and the video. I have not used an image here. You could, in addition to a video or instead of a video. And so what's showing right here is the thumbnail for the video. If you wanted to add a video, you certainly could here. I think it's a great best practice to describe how to use your lead magnet, but that is totally optional for you. There's some text included in here telling people that it's really cheesy to try to steal your work. And this is probably the most important part, is that you are going to need to choose to open the link in a new tab and then paste an external link to the place where your lead magnet is stored. So for instance, if it's a PDF, perhaps you have put it in a Google Drive, and then you have a link that is publicly accessible. You would put it in there. Or if it's Dropbox, wherever that is, the content does need to be hosted somewhere where you have a link to it that you will add here. And again, you're going to change the button color. Hover color means if I come over here, it's going to be this green. And in its non-hover state, it is blue. Of course, you can change all of these to be your colors. We also like to create a set of goals. So minimum goal might be just to consume the content, target to consume the content, do the work, and a stretch goal to consume the content, do the work, and then more and more. So these tend to increase people's motivations, and it lets them get acquainted with the methodology of having very specific and intentional ways that we're presenting things. So there's a mission, there's goals, and then there's going to be steps underneath. And so I think all of that really sets apart your work in the Xperiencify methodology so that it looks really different from other things that people have done, which is, of course, going to get their attention. So this is the section that are the actions for them to take. In a regular course, we would call these pre-actions. We want them to do a couple little things just to get used to doing stuff and hearing the nice little cha-ching in there. In the lead magnet, this is actually what we want them to do to earn the points to get to mission accomplished. So as they click all of these off, if we were not in the page builder, they would actually make noise and be a little bit flashy. And so in this particular lead magnet, it is set up for them to, when they hit 10 points, that creates the win state, and then that is going to mark them as mission accomplished and send a nice little email out to them. And this last section, and any of these sections, if you don't want them, if you don't want to have actions, you can certainly delete them. This section would be for comments. It's really nice. Most people leave comments when they have something nice to say. And so that helps new people coming in to see your lead magnet to have that social proof that other people thought it was really cool. And this section is intended for you to promote some other paid offer that you have. And of course, you can delete this or keep it as you will. And then in the bottom, I want to point out that you will need to go and link to, I would change the copyright out to say your name. And then where this says website, instead of linking to the current marketplace, you could go ahead and link that to an external link to your website. I've also put the terms and conditions and the privacy policy in here as suggestions for you to use. Those are required in some geographic locations, may or may not be in yours, but if you want to play it safe, because you could be doing business all over the world, that is a very good best practice to follow. And that brings us to the end of the home page. That is, of course, in our case, the area where you are going to deliver your lead magnet. The next piece that goes with it is the order form. And just like the other one, the other page that we were in, you're going to come in here and customize this. And I know this doesn't look super exciting in its very generic state that it's being given to you, but it's just a couple of minutes. You can totally rebrand this and make it look really nice and really professional. So yes, you're going to come in here and put in your own logo and your name and make yourself very memorable. You're going to put a picture of yourself. You're going to tell about yourself, why you created it, how it helps them. You're going to get a nice image of your lead magnet. You're going to tell them how it's going to make their lives special and better. You're going to update all of these colors. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to customize the content in here and the colors. And then I would also make sure that the terms and conditions are linked up in here for the same reasons that I said that in the footer. You're going to be able to add testimonials in here. I started editing the layout, so let me come back and do that. So I'm in the layout now, which is different than the content. So these other blocks didn't have text in them. If I wanted to create an image of a person and the text that they said, this is the best thing ever, then you would just add that new element, add a text field to it, and then you would have that for each of the sections if you want them. Or you can, of course, delete this altogether, which brings us down to, again, the website, terms and conditions, privacy policy. Very straightforward, just like the other one. If you want to be fancy, you can save one to the library, and then your saved blocks are here, and you can drag them back out onto any new page to be reused. Again, if that feels confusing, just stick with the layouts that are there. Save changes as you go. And that is the end of that particular step. So we're done with step 4, moving right along. Add the secret sauce. So celebrations are just these little on-screen that happen. This one has that token in again, so it will show the name of the person who is enrolled, and you can go into the experience, open the celebration builder, change the images, change the timing. I feel like that's kind of long, so let's take that down to 5 seconds, maybe 4, and save and exit. And then for it to be active, I would actually have to toggle that switch to on. So if you like these, modify them and turn them on. This one is if we haven't seen them for 6 days and they come back, which they might come back after they get this email that you're going to see, then they get a celebration. If they hit mission accomplished, they get a celebration. And then we have a couple of emails that are already written for you, and you just need to customize them. These, as I mentioned before, are the tokens. So it'll put in the lead magnet name, your name here. You'll add their name in here. You can customize all of this text, but these are nice things to say. Be sure you tell them how to get in touch with you here if they need any kind of support. And it does remind them not to mark you as spam. And you can quickly edit that to make it say what you like, change out the GIF. Now, the GIF is this animated picture here. If you're not familiar with them, you can delete that or change it out as you would like. It's going to wait 7 days. It's going to send them another email saying, hey, remember me. And then it's going to have a place for you to put in your website so that you can send them over to your other paid offers. All right. And then when they hit mission accomplished, it's going to send them an email as well. So this is another one for you to customize. And add any kind of message about where to find you in the future or your other offers. So that is the automations step. We're going to button that back up. Go down to step 6. This is where you're going to, in a working account, this is just a demo account, you're going to have a button here with the copy link to get the URL so that any place that you want to let people know that you have this new lead magnet, that's where you're going to get the link to send them here. And it's going to send them to the order form. They're going to be able to check out, and then they're going to be directed right into your lead magnet. And definitely be sure and tell people who are interested in this amazing course platform that you have that they can start a free account that's free until you launch. If they use your affiliate link, which you have to disclose is an affiliate link, you will get 30% commission, which can quickly, very quickly add up to you getting your Xperiencify account for free or even making money from it. And so the last thing, that's so much to do so far, but I hope you can see how much time that's going to save you over coming into a blank course setup and trying to come up with all of the layouts and all of the text, and a lot of it has been done for you. I would say, that we might call that an 80-20 deal, where 80% of the content is done for you and you just come in with the remaining 20%. The last thing I will say is the sound effects for when they click off the actions sound like this. And if that is not appropriate for you, or you have people who are very sensory sensitive, you can do no sound effect, you can change it. There are some really, the sparkling ones, the bowl ones. If you have a different kind of vibe to your business, you can certainly change those out there. XXPs, we don't use them in this particular template, but they're like extra experience points, where the XPs are experience points. So if people have things where you feel like you don't want them to think that everybody has to do this, but if there are some people that have the time and resources to do extra, they can go into these XXPs. So that would be the last of the things that you would need to come in and do here to customize your gamified lead magnet template. I hope that makes it super simple, and I do want to point you to our help and chat that's right here. Click on that if you need to get over to some resources from the help site. Those will come up in answer to any questions that you put in. And you can also reach out and leave a message for our support desk, and they are wonderful people who answer very quickly. So that is the gamified lead magnet template, and I hope you have a great time with it.